All right. So the issue at hand is all of us have some external servers that you like to connect to. It's either the high performance computers, or in often cases you would have a desk workstation that you work on, but it is actually connected to a grander framework, and in a sense you would like to access it from home. For example, you want to set up a simulation running over the weekend, or just check out your files. Well, you can imagine that how that can be useful. Those simulations run over hours and hours. You want to check if everything is okay, or sometimes you even want to do some work from your personal laptop that you don't have all the software on.
So then the question, so then you want to try and access those clusters from your phone.
Open that?
No, you just have to open it. It's a dot. So if you want to access those clusters from your phone, there are currently apps available to SSH into them. But then what it expects you to do is use that really tiny keyboard. It expects you to use a really tiny keyboard to do all of your commands and stuff. And so, so I don't know, qstat or cd into a particular directory, or maybe grep something that you always grep. And so our idea is just to have a user-friendly app and also user-defined. So basically it will have all of your common commands listed in a sort of a nice, easy way to use, and you just click whichever command you always use, and then the result comes onto your screen, rather than you having to type on a really tiny keyboard. Essentially, that's the idea.
Yeah.
The touch screen design.
Yeah, the biggest point is basically you want to access your clusters remotely from a park or anything, and nowadays the SSH clients for iPads or smartphones are just literally a terminal ported on a screen, which is terribly unuseful because it's designed to be used by a keyboard, and you actually have a touch screen. So one, you don't benefit from having a touch screen, and the second thing is it's actually less convenient than, well, if you were to plug in a keyboard.
And a really unique thing about this app will be that the app will look at your history and then create your GUI for you.
Yeah.
So my GUI will not look like your GUI, because you'll be using different commands to me usually.
So in a sense, it's not designed to be ideally it could be used as a fully functioning SSH client, as you were from a laptop, but ideally it would be just that you're gonna quickly log in, use one of your favorite commands such as qstat or like ls, or like check if the job is running, edit like a missing semicolon in your submission script, and then resend it again in 3 quick steps. And for that, you don't really need a full framework of a Linux-based terminal. You just need a couple of commands based on your history, a simple graphical way of navigating through directories, and a text editor.
Another really cool example is, let's say a run is finished. We should be able to get a notification.
Yeah.
Hey, it's done.
You can do that.
Yeah. Well,
It's an email.
You can do that now. Okay. Well.
If you want.
Yeah, no, but in a sense,
you get a notification on your phone now. So.
Okay. Yeah. I see what you mean.
Or
no, and also a notification to tell you that something went wrong. Can you do that?
You can do
yeah, it's like after the job is finished.
Okay.
Well,
an email.
But you can imagine after we get the baseline going and sort of take among like the most used commands among all of our users. Let's say if it's going to be qstat, we can put some more work into that. So it's what K-Park thought of. So in a sense, you would have a qstat box with like all the jobs, and then in a sense will add a dialogue of resubmitting the job, deleting a job, aborting a job, so that it could all be interactively used. So there's
definitely scope for actually making something which is designed with touchscreen in mind.
Yeah.
It's a touchscreen version of keyboard, which I agree is completely useless.
Exactly. And then
obvious combinations of letters.
And then we would be able to use a better, like our own text editor, not just Vim access through a keyboard, through a touch screen, but actually a native text editor that your smartphone uses.
Yes, for example, imagine one job fails. You don't need to point. So imagine one job fails and something went wrong, so it will be recorded and say, look, this job has failed, but then you want to check what went wrong, and then you maybe want to make a modification in one of your files, so you can access the file with your text editor, edit the file, and then submit again the job.
You just go through directories by touching them. You touch a text file, it opens up an editor, you edit it, and then you click qsub from your top commands, and it's done in like quite usefully instead of you typing and like I have tried using those on an iPad and it was horrible, and on phone it's like genuinely unusable.
Obviously, if it's something complicated, you have to analyze data and so on.
Yeah, no,
it cannot be done, but for simple things like simple checking, like you do usually, so it's.
Yeah. Well, ideally
you can also like see is this cluster like how it works, like is it PBS, is it Slurm?
Yeah, exactly. There are several queue systems.
We'll do the same, but we'll copy code-set it.
Yeah,
maybe budgets or my balance. Or
ideally to just.
So, which queue system do you use here in your?
Here it's this cluster is called Darwin, which uses Slurm, but I also use Archer, which uses PBS.
Yeah,
my local one, chemistry, uses PBS.
Yeah, so you can make different interfaces for different.
Ideally just access. Yeah, well, in a sense, like all this basically you will be sort of expecting Bash as a client shell, and other things. All your commands would be customized to your usage. So in a sense, before we go into like more interactive commands.
I think it really doesn't matter because if it's Bash or CSH, because if you're passing the history, you're
that's what I'm saying. I mean, we wouldn't be able to really to connect like.
But she was talking about the queuing system.
I know, I get it. It's basic functionality shouldn't affect that because like it's customized to your own. So you'll have if you've been using commands for a certain queuing system, you'd have as your top used commands for that certain queuing system. So.
Yeah, but maybe the files, the error files are different and these kind of things, little things that have to be.
You can make it your history dependent on which cluster it is.
Exactly. That's what I mean. So.
I think it needs. I mean, we can do a first iteration. As we see problems, we can think about how to solve.
That's definitely.
For both projects, I feel that at some point you just have to start. Obviously, initially you have to think about what you're going to do that, and then while you're doing that, you will realize that you've done something. So it's an iterative process. You can't sit down until March and then be like, look, we've got the plan now.
It's what we.